Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me the energy of the Ascended, who want to talk about the journey that you're on, and that it's your journey. There's only two directions you can go on this journey. You're either descending or you are ascending, right? You're either coming down in consciousness or you're raising yourself up in consciousness. Or another way to put it is you're going down into matter more or up into spirit more. Those are the two directions that are available to you. And what you need to know is that the journey is very, very easy if you understand the simplicity of the mechanics involved in your choices about whether you are ascending your energy or descending your energy. It's not complex. It's not difficult. They are very simple, easy to follow processes that will allow you to liberate yourself from the descending element and begin the ascension element. And we're going to get into that in just a moment or two. Good morning. Good morning, TikTok. Going up, that's right. Hi there. So they came to me a couple of days ago and said to hold off on this and that I was to share this for Saturday, because we want to walk you through a process where you get to actually experience ascending your energy a little bit. Because once you start to realize that you can change your energy from a descending perspective, a low vibrational perspective, low vibrational in the sense that you're bound in the illusion and the belief that you are just a body and that you're just your thoughts and you're just your emotions, that that's all you are. And don't get me wrong, you can have an amazing body and you get beautiful thoughts and you have wonderful emotions, but that would constitute a very different state of being. Where a state of higher vibrational emotions such as love and compassion, playfulness, kindness, a healthy, vibrant body, these clear, focused emotions, these are indications of an ascension process. Again, we're going to get into it a little bit more just a moment. Good morning. Okay, so what they're saying is really important you understand it was not designed to be unnecessarily complex. The journey that you're on is designed to be fundamentally very simple. However, many of you are confused and do not understand how to recognize the difference between one form of energy and another. And it is important you understand the distinction. We have for many years spoken on the concept of understanding the distinction between love and fear. That can be expressed in the physical world as disease and illness, in the emotional world as love or fear, and in the mental realm as qualities of thinking that are based on whether or not they will stimulate energies of love or fear. Your capacity to begin to observe and distinguish yourself from your thoughts, your emotions, and your body is the primary step of beginning to have conscious choice over whether you will ascend your energy or whether you will descend in your energy. We always offer solutions that you can easily apply to verify and validate anything that we say. And it's important you understand that your experience is far more valuable to garner than comprehending what we're saying, although what we are saying gives you the opportunity to apply different methodologies to your mind, your emotions, and your body so that you gain a firm grip on your capacity to alter the direction of your consciousness, whether it will continue to descend or whether it will begin to ascend, that is, to go up closer to the state of love and grace in its purest form, or to descend in the baser states of greed and power and anger and fear, judgment. You always possess free will, even if you do not think you have it. For we know there are some of you that think you cannot control your thoughts and think you cannot control your emotions. And this is not simply true. It is simply a belief that you think you cannot. You have not been given a specific practice that would allow you to reclaim the natural autonomy and authority that you were designed by nature to have over your mind, your emotions, and your body. And we always offer the simplest starting point, that even those in the deepest of despair can perform this simple action to begin to stop the descension of your energy and to begin its ascension. In other words, the journey of your ascension is under your complete and free will. At any point of time and space, you may begin the simple application of fundamental practices that will allow you to begin to lift yourself upwards, away from fear, anger, conflict, guilt, shame, and back towards the wondrous realm of creation, love, compassion, kindness, appreciation, respect, and creativity. And what is that simple starting point? Let us clarify. You have a physical body that you get to utilize, control, and operate while you're in this dimension. You have a physical body that you are able to control and direct and operate. It is yours during the span of this lifetime. One of the features of your physical body that you have control over that is necessary in order to begin the process of shifting your energy around is the function of your body's breath. That is, you can, of your own will, instruct your body to breathe in very specific and precise ways, thereby altering the neurophysiology of the body so that you can reclaim autonomy and authority or will over your physical body. It is the function of your breath that is the starting point, not only for gaining control over your mind and body, but being able to shift your consciousness and your awareness to such an extent that you can begin to connect and communicate directly with us, with your gods, with your deities, with your masters, with your guides, with those that could lead you further up the chain in the process of ascension. Likewise, there are beings and entities and consciousnesses that can cause you to descend further into despair, to descend further away from love and into suffering. However, once you have the ability and awareness to control and alter the function of your body's breath, you reclaim at least the starting point for liberating yourself from subjectivity to the process of descension and restore yourself to the process of ascension. And the function of breath, like the movement of your hands, can be controlled so as to alter the state of the body and the mind so that you begin to have authority over it as you were designed to from the moment you came into this physical world. That you have this thing called a mind and emotions that can be conditioned and trained even against your will. That is, you can be trained to believe certain things that are not true. You can be trained to accept things being done to you that you will accept even though they are not acceptable. You can be trained to be subjugated. However, the moment you begin the first step of reclaiming autonomy and authority over your breath, you move almost immediately into the process of ascension. The mere act of utilizing your breath consciously and distinctly with a clear understanding of what you are going to do with your breath begins to alter your mind and body in the direction of ascension. And we would encourage those of you that are here now to simply take a very slow and deep breath and ensure that you fill your lungs completely. Do this slowly. You must reclaim your will over the flesh. So you breathe slowly and deeply in. And you hold the breath. And you release the breath. and you continue slowly breathing the breath of the body, you are directing your body to carry out a function as an act of your will. Because without the free use of your will, the function of ascension or descension is a matter of manipulation from the environment. So reclaiming your will over your body vis-a the breath gives you the reclamation of your own will to assert authority and autonomy over your living flesh. And this is the idea that you will have the opportunity to reclaim your authority, your will over the living flesh by utilizing the breath slowly, deeply, and deliberately. Do not underestimate the power of what we are saying to you right now. That when you breathe your body slowly and deeply, you are controlling the very life function of the body. You are taking the helm, so to speak, reclaiming the autonomy and authority of will that you by nature are designed to have over your physical body. That is what the breath is to be used for. In the deliberate and slow movement of your breath, that is when you direct the body to breathe slowly, several functions are set in motion like dominoes put into movement. That is when you deliberately breathe the body slowly and deeply. Other elements of your physiology are also affected by that process of breathing. The deeper and slower the breath, the calmer and quieter the body begins to get under your direction. As you begin to experience the calmness that begins to occur as a result of your will utilizing the body's breath, you begin to reinstate the function that you are designed to have over the body. Do not underestimate the power of your breath and your ability to utilize it for your awakening and your ascension. The slow and deep intentional breath will begin to settle and restore the body to a calm, quiet, and receptive state of being, wherein that vitality that occurs in the body, for in relaxation there is less resistance in the body, therefore enabling energy to flow more freely through it, which allows functions of correction and repair to begin to occur in your body by the simple act of breathing slowly and deeply, keeping your attention on the only function, that is, using the breath to direct your body to relax. So your will reclaims authority and autonomy over the breath, which in turn allows the entire body to relax, to release, to let go of the stresses and impingements of the environment, both externally and internally, with reference to your psychology, that is the thoughts, the memories, and the emotions that are harbored in your mind as you breathe slowly and deeply and allow your body to relax. You are fundamentally setting in motion healing processes in the body, and likewise, that slow functionality of breath manipulates your psychology into the process of beginning to become quieter and calmer and peaceful. So you begin to restore your will to the flesh. You begin to restore calmness to the body. With the mere and simple act that you perform every day without realizing it, your breath. But here we say to you that you have the opportunity to intentionally and deliberately apply your breath to your body to such a fashion and extent that you begin the process of moving your consciousness from the subjectivity of the physical body back to your divinity. This is what you can do with your breath. The mere act of the breath, when it is done willfully, is the immediate reassumption of your authority and autonomy over the flesh. It is the flesh that is responsible for all suffering, as the flesh has wants and needs and desires that it in and of itself it cannot control, which is why you have free will and why you exist in that body, so that you can begin to reclaim that authority over the flesh, so that you can begin the journey of ascension back to the heart and soul of your loving Creator, which is within you. This simple starting point cannot be underestimated or underutilized. It must be applied frequently with great consistency, but patience and calm, so that the breath is slow and deliberate. Some of you may even find that if you get deeply connected to the process of the breath and how you can use the function of your breath by your will to calm and bring the body to a settled state of being, bring your mind to a place of calm and peace, then you begin to experience the ascension. You begin to experience great simple changes that get set in motion by your will. Our goal is very simple today: to bring you to this awareness that you cannot deny it nor ignore it ever again, that you may be able to freely and intelligently liberate yourself from the unnecessary suffering that has been imposed upon you by the ungoverned regulation of your biological impulses that have caused much of the suffering and error in humanity's existence from the many millions of years ago in which it was conceived. It's important that you understand that the function of your breath is the most sacred of elements available for you to use with your will. That the function of your slow and deliberate breath can lead you easily and directly back to the truth of who you are and liberate you from the body and begin the process of liberating you from your mind as well. If you understand what we are saying, then it will be fairly easy for you to recognize the transformation that can begin to happen for you quite profoundly, some of you, and for others it might be a little less profound, but nonetheless, the moment you assert the function of your will to direct your body to breathe slowly and deeply, in that mere action, you begin the process of reclaiming your authority and autonomy over the body, which is essential for the function of ascension. It will not happen on its own unless by an act of grace that you might request. You could certainly be elevated to a very high and esteemed state of consciousness by grace if you are able to open yourself up to believing that you deserve grace, because you must be in alignment with the possibility to receive it. The breath can elevate you quickly. It can help you ascend very rapidly to higher states of being. Likewise, its neglect and ignorance can keep you in despair for many lifetimes. And there have been many that have done so, not understanding the reality that you are a sentient soul inhabiting a physical body that was given to you to enter into this world. Your body was given to you that you could enter into this world for the purpose of understanding the distinction between one state of being and another. That is why you descended into matter, to understand the process of ascension from matter. And the journey must be undertaken consciously and willfully. It will not happen automatically and spontaneously. There are many creatures and beings upon the face of this world and through the cosmos that maintain a very simplistic lifestyle, such creatures as bees or birds, ants or trees that have chosen a very specific and extremely protracted process of being in the physical world with as little conflict as possible. In the human realm, such a state of grace and harmony is possible to achieve, but can only be achieved when those of awareness and understanding begin to apply the simple mechanisms of which we speak. The utilization and function of your breath being the foundational one from which you can evolve yourself from the simplicity of the body and its urges, wants, and desires to the creative faculties of your consciousness that can allow you to utilize and affect time, space, and matter very differently than even your modern medicine understands. Your science has a long way to catch up to this understanding of the ascension of human consciousness. Dealing specifically only with the effects of the physical world, science is trapped in a loop, so to speak. A loop of seeking the hidden mysteries, but simply finding greater structures and lesser structures of matter, time, and space. But they remain separate and disconnected from the very thing they are seeking to understand and know, which is within all of you. If you understand what I'm saying, then you will know that the divinity that you are seeking, the love, the joy, the freedom, the happiness, begins within you. And it begins in understanding how you ascend yourself back to the divine, which is within you. It is within you right now. And with the slow and deliberate breath, you begin the first and most important step on the journey of ascension, of returning home. As we have already said, in the moment you begin to assume authority over the breath of your body through use of your will, you've already indicated to the great spirit within you that you are going on a journey that you wish to embark on, even if you do not know where that journey will lead. The mere act of applying your will to say to the body, breathe. Be still, be calm, you say to the body, be still, be calm. To the mind, you say, be still, be calm. By the deliberate and intentional use of your will in this fashion, you begin to reclaim the natural, healthy autonomy and authority that by nature you are designed to have over your living flesh and your thinking mind. And that once you have attained this level of authority over your flesh and your thinking mind, you begin to ascend towards and ultimately realize God is within you, that love is within you, that all goodness resides within you, as equally as you can descend in energy into the impulses and desires, the wants and the needs of the body, and experience descension, the function of want and need, always being there in your heart, never allowing you to rest, always wanting more of this and more of that. You are free to use your will in that fashion, but the journey is not quite as pleasing in the process of descension as it is in your intentional function of ascension. You may come and learn with us if you so choose. You may come and learn with us through this one. We speak, we teach, we demonstrate, we show, we guide. It is very simple. It is not complex. The journey of ascension is not a complex journey. It is the simplest and most wondrous journey to embark on. The challenge most of you face is taking that first step in embarking upon that journey. Many of you wonder, how may I end my suffering? How may I end my poverty? Because you do not know the practice of ascension. So you live in the fear and the anger presented to you by your senses, and you believe that what the body is telling you is the only fundamental truth, that you have to have this and you must need that. You do not understand the truth of your being, nor how you as a conscious individual can ascend your energy up. You have such great promise in each and every one of you to lift yourselves up, to lift yourselves back to the heavens while living in the flesh. And many great teachers have come to you, the yogis and the Buddhas, the Christs, all with the same message and intention. And they will always have the same message and intention. It will vary in appearance, but it will be exactly the same in outcome, that you will have the opportunity at all times to ascend your energy back to the divine as equally as you may choose to remain as just a physical body, wanting, needing, and desiring, always yearning but never feeling fulfilled. That is the nature of the human body, wanting and needing but never being fulfilled. That is the journey of the human, not of the animal, not of the lion or the beast. Their journey is well established. For many, many millions of years, these creatures have lived in harmony with a particular way of life. But yours, as the human, is a restless journey, a journey of restlessness until you are satisfied. And you cannot find that satisfaction from this world, as this world is a product of creation and not the source of it. What you seek is the source of creation, which is within you. And how can you find that source of creation if you do not embark upon the journey to find it? The statement, "Seek and ye shall find," is very precise in its meaning. You must seek in order to find. If you do not seek, you shall not find. This is not a function of religion or dogma. It is simply an understanding of fundamental truths of existence, that when you use your will in certain fashions, you will raise yourself up or you will bring yourself down. The denial of the application of your own free will is the greatest threat to your ascension. The denial of the use of your own free will, that is, you defer your thinking, your believing, and your actions to what others would tell you to believe, to say, to do. And oftentimes negate that the things that are good for you to hear, you will ignore, and the things that are not good for you to hear, you will pay attention to. Learning to use your will is essential in being able to discern what elements in this world will promote and assist you in the upliftment of your consciousness, and what elements in this world will assist you in the descension of your consciousness. It is becoming fairly evident now that a great choice has been made in the collective unconsciousness of humanity, a choice that is beginning the upward movement from fear to love, back to the divine of the loving Father within all of you, that it exists within you here and now. It is being outpictured by the reasonable understanding that poverty, starving, wrongness, abuse are not part of a healthy divine culture, that the functions of compassion, kindness, reason, truth, these are very powerful and important to understand, that there is a morality to the divine as there is an immorality to the body. That is not to say that the body is not a divine instrument, but the way in which it has been employed by many is for control and power, greed, and many other debasing functions of consciousness, all of which remain unjudged by the great divine that simply says, you are free to do as you will, and as you will you shall experience. But we would say to you again, remember always that you have the will to breathe, that the utilization of your breath will take you up, and its neglect will take you down. Simply operating in an unconscious fashion in this physical dimension will simply delay your return home to the Great Father and Great Mother. The delay can be long, the delay can be short. It can last tens of thousands of years. It can last many millions of years. The journey must be undertaken by your own free will. None can force you to applying certain things, even if it is to your betterment. You, of your own free will, must say, I am ready for this journey. I shall begin the process of returning home, the process of ascension. This is what your time is now. There are certain consequences that occur in the process of descension versus ascension. There are effects in the experiences of your lives individually and collectively that have far-reaching implications as to what will occur in the world around you. Many of these symptoms are beginning to become apparent to your sciences, which can only, by its nature, measure the physical dimensions of creation, which precludes them from exploring and utilizing the invisible realms of creation that exist within all of you. Your capacity to influence time, space, and matter is far greater than most of you will ever know, but which every one of you can learn to understand and achieve when you begin the journey of ascension. That you begin to realize you have a very intimate and profound relationship with everything that's around you and within you. That whether a person is on one side of the planet or in another world altogether, that you, by the way and use of your consciousness, interact with all things at all times in some degree or fashion. And wherever you are in the spectrum of ascension or descension will determine the effect that you and others will have upon your environment. But your time is getting short as the cycles of life are very precise. The cycles of the physical dimension are very precise in how they operate. Your consciousness, when it is liberated from the flesh, can assert a very different and effective influence, thereby appearing to bend the laws of the physical dimension with your consciousness. As you can observe a fakir walking across a bed of burning coals and be unburned, the laws of physics would appear to be changed by that action. And yet, the laws of physics have not been changed. The fakir has simply applied a higher law to a lower principle of energy, thereby changing the way in which matter influences his physical nature. You have the same capacity in terms of how you influence the world as you are doing so now, and have been doing so for many tens of thousands of years. But you have come to a place where this planet is beginning to shake and move in very different ways than you are familiar with. Do not think of yourself as separate from them because you are participating in that function. You must understand that you have an immediate collective relationship. Every one of you human beings has an immediate collective relationship with what is occurring both within you and around you. And if you understand this function of being, you can move yourself into the position where you can begin to make an assertion of your consciousness to produce a very different result than the natural rhythms of the earth in and of themselves go through at regular intervals. Your consciousness is transcendent, when it is sufficiently awakened, to the laws of the physical dimension. In fact, the laws of the physical dimension will surrender themselves to the utilization of your consciousness and your will when you understand how to apply it correctly. As easily as you can open and close your hand, you can affect the skies, the earth, the seas. You can affect everything around you, and you do so whether you are aware of it or not. We have come here today through this one to simply articulate this simple truth to you, and that it begins first in making the conscious decision that it is time for you to ascend your energy upwards. If you so wish to avoid the rhythmic nature of nature, which has its cycles, but which your consciousness can effectively transcend. You think that the fears, the angers, the judgments that you have do not have any effect. Well, they do. They affect your physiology. They affect your environment all the time, as does your joy and your excitation and your happiness. And you see great hope and possibility beginning to blossom into the human consciousness in your social and political realm now, where righteousness and goodness and kindness in a reasonable and practical fashion is being implemented. Good conscience and good thought supplanting fear and control, power and authority of a detrimental nature. Beginning to liberate your humanity. Love is beginning to return to the collective unconscious, and it is that function of love, when applied to your societies, applied to yourself individually, that you can collectively begin to shift and alter the function of nature that is set in motion on a very specific course, unless you, by way of love, grace, and gratitude, so consciously intervene. As equally as you can intervene in the breath of your body, you can intervene in the rules of nature of this world. You have the capacity and the ability to alter and change the function of matter with your consciousness in ways that your science has not quite understood, but knows in theory is possible. But your consciousness is the greatest function that you have, not your biology. Your consciousness orchestrates and affects biology. Your awareness, you're a divine entity. You have this ability to affect and work with the substance of matter, that it would yield itself to your will. But if your will is confused, if your will is angry, if your will is unreasonable, then you will create very different results in the function of matter. As equally as if your will is of love and compassion and grace and gratitude, you will affect matter accordingly. And the collective function of your species is very definitive in its results. And you're bearing witness to that function of these two polarities of good and evil, what you call good and bad, right and wrong, love and fear. You're bearing witness to their being presented to you before your very eyes. You have a very short window now with which you can collectively begin to shift and reclaim the natural authority and autonomy over this planet. Your sciences have been able to measure up to 7 significant events over the last 100,000 years where the rhythmical cycle of Earth has precipitated in very specific outcomes. You have very different terms for each of these cycles, but nonetheless they are cycles and they occur at regular intervals. But there were times in your history where human civilizations lasted many hundreds of thousands of years without such a cyclical nature, because the consciousness of some of these civilizations had risen to such an estate of grace that all that they could experience was the grace. The experience of your emotions is translated into the effects you see in the environment around you. What you eat, what you drink, what you say, what you do, the things you do to nature, what you've done to the sea and the air and the fishes, what you've done are effects of your consciousness and the quality of your consciousness. Your greed, your anger, your fear precipitate very specific functions occurring in the environment around you. These functions that have occurred as a result of your anger and your greed have precipitated very definitive effects that your sciences are now recognizing. And while they're beginning to catch on and recognizing that there is a great danger to your planet right now from the human perspective, not from the planet's perspective itself, it will simply go through a change. But from the human perspective, that is a very real thing, that there are eventualities that are measurable to your sciences that are saying, these things are happening. They're happening here, and they're happening there, and they're happening there. This is what your sciences are recognizing. And yet your science is not recognizing the capacity of the human soul in its awakened and ascended state to influence and induce functional changes in time, space, and matter, but it requires that you cooperate in that endeavor. You wonder at the perfection of a honeybee's hive. And the honeybee's hive is so perfect because they all cooperate in the singular idea of what they do. The wondrous and dynamic harmony that exists in that hive can also exist in the human realm and has existed in the human realm at different points throughout the historical manifestation of time in this human dimension. This is your opportunity, and it begins with your breath. You may come, you may learn with us, you may grow and liberate yourself from your suffering. You may restore yourself to peace. And if you are restored to peace, you would have no fear of death. If you were truly restored to peace, you would have no fear of death. You would be too busy being happy living. So as a final word, we'll say to you, remember, you must use your will and yours alone, to assert the function that you have over the body, to reclaim the function of your will over matter, begins with your breath. It begins with the will, your will. If you wish to be free, if you wish to understand ascension and who you truly are, come join us. Yes. As a last word, they just want me to say that your suffering is not necessary. Right? When we learn from our errors, it's one thing, but suffering is optional. It really is. Errors in thinking can cause all kinds of things. I want to say thank you to the Ascended for being present with us today. Particularly the energy of Yogananda was particularly strong with Buddha and Master Jesus there as well. So I say much love and grace to all of them as well. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for that super chat, Casey. Really appreciate it. Hi, what emotion can I release next? I feel many negative beliefs emerging. And any advice on deeper sleep and fatigue during the day? Thank you. Casey, yes. Sign up for Masterclass 101. It begins next Saturday, March the 1st. Masterclass 101 is called Awakening. And it's all about the masters teaching us. I channel the masters for the 3-week program, and you will learn from them in the other channels that we have in our masterclass how to ascend your energy up. And I can promise you, by the end of the first week, you will notice a significant difference in how you feel. If you want to heal your difficulty in sleeping, you'll learn to do it very quickly in this masterclass. If you want to get your mind quieter, calmer, peacer, you will learn to do it in this masterclass. The foundation will be laid. That's why it's called Masterclass 101 Awakening, because it literally is awakening. But if you've listened to what was just said about the breath, it's really important. Listen to what was just said about breath. Slow, deep breathing. And again, now I'm paraphrasing. The idea that you use your will to take authority over the body by directing the way it breathes. Slow, deep breath in, slow breath out. And yes, they're saying the slower you use the breath, the different type of state you'll put it in. If you make the breath really fast, you'll put the body in a different state. For you, the contrast between fast breath and slow breath is a very good starting point for you, Casey. They're saying that fast breath, so if you breathe like, and then go and do that for about 30 seconds, and then the slow breath, and become conscious of the contrast between the different breaths, that will begin to help. They're saying it'll help you get your bearings on what breath works best for you, because some people can breathe slow, really slow and deep breaths. Sometimes I'll breathe like 1 breath a minute, and other people can breathe less than that. Some yogis cannot breathe. They can get their body into such a state that they don't need breath for an extended period of time. Free divers are experts at being able to manage their breath, their mind, and their emotions, where they free dive down, 100, sometimes 200 feet. I don't know what the deepest free dive is. I think it's 160 feet. Might be deeper. But being able to have a level of authority and control over your body isn't for the purpose of just diving in the water. It's for the process and purpose of ascending your consciousness back to your divinity, right? That's the purpose of it all. Thank you for that question, Casey, and the super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you for this entire share. I wake up with pain in my neck and appreciate this assistance to heal. If you're wanting to learn about healing, come to our masterclass. It's really inexpensive. It's only $199 US for 3 full weeks. There's a live class every single day from Sunday to Friday for 3 weeks that you'll get in-person instruction on how to learn to connect your guides, how to connect your angels, how to connect the ascended masters, your loved ones, where you can learn to restore peace and tranquility in your mind. Wouldn't you like that? And we'll show you really simple ways you can do that. It's not complex rocket science. It doesn't mean you have to sit. Getting to your divinity doesn't mean you have to go and find a temple to sit in for 20 or 30 years. That's a wonderful and noble venture. However, we don't have time. They keep telling me this all the time. Humanity does not have time to spend 20 years just learning how to master the breath. It can be done much quicker and very effectively when you engage yourself in the practice. And again, they will work with you. They will work directly with you through me and others during that 3 weeks. So sign up for the class. Don't leave yourself in suffering. You want to get rid of your pain? You want to get rid of your sleeplessness? You want to restore peace? You want to get closer to the divine in yourself? This is the course for you. You want to take it. You've only got 7 days to register. WilliamMichaelForbes.com, Masterclass 101 Awakening. It's in the courses section of my shop. Thank you so much. An infection after cataract removal. Any advice to help healing? Darkness in sight is visible. Okay, you're asking for a guidance in healing. You learn how to heal in this course too. You really want to learn how to heal? Come to this course. If you want to be a healer, you can learn to be a healer. Everybody has the healing potential. Everybody has the healing potential in them. But for your eye right now, there's reasons why you had that cataract. If you want to know the reasons why you had the cataract, I suggest you book a reading with me. As for your eye right now, you want to take the right hand. I just had to check. They told me you have to take your right hand and you take the palm, the very center of your palm. Okay? You want to take the very center of your palm and place it over the eye, directly over the eye. And then just let yourself become aware of feeling the movement of energy from the hand into the eye. You're going to let energy, because remember, energy in the hands is energy that's pumped out from the heart. It comes from the heart and goes to the hands. And it's always pumping out that vibration from the heart. It's coming out through your hands. So you want to place that center part of the hand, the palm, over the eye, and just let yourself passively feel that flow of energy from the hand into the eye. And just follow it as you feel that energy flowing into the eye. Just let it flow wherever it goes. It'll go into the optic nerve. Just feel and allow the energy to flow and feel how the energy moves to the body, and let the energy do what it does. If you're a Reiki practitioner, then you might understand the process of Reiki to which this alludes. Master Jesus was an expert and one of the first Reiki masters in modern times, right? So that's what you can do for that, darling. Yeah, I see. Yeah. Hi, good to see you. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Recovery is a choice. That's very true. I like that username. I had to heal from my past before I could love and emotionally connect to myself and the universe. Absolutely. In our Masterclass 102, which is subsequent to the 101, we have a process where you can literally let go of decades of pent-up emotion, anger, fear, in the simplest and safest way possible. Hi. Question from Manoj. I am on day 2 of my 5-day water fasting. Any advice from my guides? Please be in gratitude, not in expectation. They're telling me right now, you keep going into expectation. You're doing this for an expectation. You need to go through this in gratitude, not expectation. Yes, I will. So they're saying that a lot of people do something expecting a conclusion rather than going through the process in a state of gratitude and grace and joy. That's what you need. That's what you're missing, Manoj. You've got an expectation. Go into gratitude right now for the rest of your fast. Be in gratitude throughout the fast. Do not let your mind waver from gratitude. Every time you are thinking about, don't think about what the result is. Just be in gratitude. It's so important for you right now. Again, if you want to learn how to stay in gratitude, sign up for our masterclass. You'll learn to teach your mind and body to be your servants and not your master. All right. A lot of people believe their body, they can't control their body, they can't control their mind. You can. It's designed by nature to follow you. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Hi, William. I would love to consider a blessing for everyone from Master Jesus. Absolutely. Can we do that? He's saying yes. He's saying yes, we can do that. So I'm going to allow the energy of Master Jesus to just come through to all of you that are open and receptive to reading. Yes, open and receptive and ready to receive it. So just take a deep, slow breath. And when you exhale, open yourself consciously to receiving a blessing from the Master Jesus, or you might refer to him as Jesus the Christ or the Christ. It does not matter the name of reference. It matters that you allow yourself to be open and receptive to that grace. And so it is. Thank you, Bridget. Wonderful suggestion. If you got any comments about your experience, please leave them in the comment section. Hello, Dova Queen. Thank you for that super chat. Would like to know if I should homeschool my kids. I think that's a really great idea. Personally, if I tune into your guardian angel, you got a guardian angel. His name is Jeremiah. Yeah, he's saying you can work with the energy of the angels in teaching your kids, but it's very important to teach them the practical things about how to be responsible with their body and their actions and their thoughts. To teach them proper conduct socially about what is love, as not but a word, but an action. What is gratitude? What is joy? What is playfulness? Yes, you'll do very well. Jeremiah, that's pretty cool. Hello, Victorious. Good to see you too. Hi. Let's see what we got going on TikTok here. Trust this as it works. I heal myself on many injuries. William taught me to. I'm so glad to hear that, Kathy. That's wonderful. I can take credit for allowing what comes through me, but the gift is from the divine. It's from the ascended masters. It's from the angels that you ask to assist you and guide you. Everybody has guides. Everybody can access their guides. Everybody can access their angels. There are higher vibrational beings and there are lower vibrational beings. Just like you see in this world around you, there are people that are beautiful, wonderful, loving, kind, giving, honest, sincere, trustworthy people. And there are people that are greedy, evil, vindictive, cruel, manipulative, and controlling and dominating. And on the spiritual realm, when you start to go into the process of ascension, you will encounter beings that are of love and light and compassion. And you may encounter people that are beings that are of a lower vibrational nature. And you get to determine by how you are which ones you'll connect to. If you're in a state of love and grace, you are more likely to connect to people and beings of that energy. If you're in a state of fear, then you'll connect to beings on that level of energy. In our Masterclass 101, you will learn safe, practical, and efficient ways of connecting to your guides, your angels, and of ascending your energy up, just like the masters were saying earlier. Yes. Joseph says, I need healing in my knees and shins. Oh, you're very welcome, Minaj. So Joseph, first thing to begin is your knees are telling you you've been going on a journey that has not been in alignment with who you are. Yes, you must get clear that there's a different direction you need to go in your life. Again, if you want to go deeply into this, I highly recommend and encourage you to book a reading with me, because again, this is a deep dive if you want to really get into why your knees have become this way. It has to do with you not going on the journey you were supposed to go on. You've chosen a different path that's not the one of your own choosing. You've let the world manipulate you into a different way, and you have to let go of some of the things you're doing that are not conducive to your path. The body is capable of regenerating itself. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. There is already the healer in the body. The body has the healing consciousness already in it. And you just need to get to a position where you can initiate it and amplify it, right? You can spur the healing process on the body. By thy will, it shall be done. Anyway, sending you lots of healing energy. I'm asking Archangel Raphael to stand beside you right now, Joseph, and offer you what healing that you can receive at this time. And I still highly recommend you book a reading with me, a private one-on-one reading with me. You can do that through my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com. Hi. Wonderful. Glad you are, Sherry. I'm so glad to hear that. I just lost my mom January the 31st, and boyfriend broke up with me a week prior. I feel so lost. Any advice? Hi, Jacqueline. First of all, much love and grace to you. And Jacqueline, can I just ask you to take a slow, deep breath right now. Put your hand over your heart, your right hand over your physical heart, and take a slow, deep breath. Fill your lungs completely. And then slowly breathe out through your nose. Slowly breathe out through your nose. Allow your body to relax. And as you get to the end of the breath, start to breathe in slowly again. And as you're breathing in, send the thought to your mother. Send this thought to your mother. Thank you. Thank you for all you've done for me. Send that thought to your mother. As for the boyfriend, your path is going in a new direction. That's why you're here today. Your path is going in a new direction. And you must choose that direction willfully. Nobody can make you make that choice. Your boyfriend did not leave you because there's something wrong with you. He left you because there's something that you need to do in your life that will fulfill you far more than that relationship with that person will fulfill you. There's a much different life waiting for you in your process of awakening and ascension. Remember that. Yeah. I can't stress it enough. Please sign up for Masterclass 101. Like, do not leave yourself hanging in the wind anymore. Masterclass 101 is literally called awakening for a reason. It's awakening from pain. It's awakening from suffering. It's awakening from anger and rage. It's awakening from addiction. It's awakening from unnecessary suffering. It's a restoration of your free will, your soul, to the creative life that you were intended to manifest here. You came here to manifest a function of creation, not to be a victim. You came here to learn to be a creator, and you can't expect the world to do that for you. You've got all the divine power in you that you need. You have to learn how to utilize it. Oh, you're welcome, Joseph. You're very welcome. Yeah. Yeah, your mother is still with you. She's going to remain with you for about 6 months. She's telling me to tell you that before I go on to the next query. She's going to stay with you until you shift the direction. Don't look back. She's saying don't look back anymore. Stop looking back. You can't go forward. If you're looking back, you'll bump into things. Right? Yeah, I love that. Thank you. I feel, oh yeah, we got you. It's okay, Jacqueline. Everything's going to be fine. Remember, you have a will that can transcend suffering. Every one of you has the capacity to transcend your suffering, no matter what it is. They tell me this all the time. You don't need to suffer. It's a choice. Suffering is a choice, right? It really is. Pain sometimes happens, but suffering is a choice. Yeah, next week, Victoria, so if you want to sign up, go to my website, WilliamMichaelForbes.com. You can sign up today. The first orientation starts on Saturday, March the 4th. It's a 1-hour orientation where you will be given all the instructions. By next week, you'll receive your study guide, your manual. For those students that are already registered, you'll receive your study guide, your manual, and you'll receive your itinerary, which will give you all of the active links for all the live events. So you'll be able to click on any of those links on the appropriate day according to the itinerary, and you'll be taken right to the Zoom meeting. Every single live class is held on Zoom. I channel the Ascended Masters and other guides and angels, and our other mediums in the program do the same thing. We also have a nutritional expert who runs a company called Oasis Health in Canada, and she will help you with the nutritional element, because we were told to place a high emphasis on high vibrational eating. That is, you want to eat foods with the highest vibrational potential to them. And Rita, who we love very much, does that. And these are great people. We have the best mediums, and we have the best nutritional practitioner that we can have in this course for this time. It's a wonderful thing. We have a great group of people. I can't tell you how much you'll enjoy their company and how much you'll learn from them. They're really, really good people. And I'm really honored and privileged to be able to work with them. Yes. You have a wonderful weekend too, beautiful. Hello, William. Any words for me? Wow. I think there have been lots of words for you, darling. If I tune into you, like, I cannot emphasize how important this is for you. Take the course, Masterclass 101 Awakening. All of you need to take this course. It is, everybody without exception ever taken this course gets in the course and go, I had no idea. I had no idea I'd be able to heal my pain so easy. I had no idea I'd be able to calm my mind, get better sleep, improve my health. There's so much you don't know until you experience it. And you won't find a course like this at this price anywhere on the planet. And especially when it's all done live. You're in real time with these mediums and Ascended Masters who will work directly with you. Right? It's a very fascinating and exciting time. I am a student, and my life transformed from fear to love. That's wonderful. Thank you, Jasmine. Our masterclass materials, physical. Yeah, well, the masterclass materials are, one's a PDF, the itinerary is a PDF, and the study guide is a PDF. So they're physical in the sense that you'll have them on your computer. You can refer to them anytime. You can read the manual quite easily. The course is based in simplicity, not unnecessary complexity. And they tell me that all the time. We don't want any unnecessary complexity. So it's very, very simple sequential steps of practices that you'll go through from Sunday to Friday, every day for an hour, at least a day. What was that, love? Yeah. The only thing we ask that you do for yourself is purchase a deck of angel cards. It can be any divination cards, but they have to be angel cards of some kind. Not tarot, angel cards. And I'll explain very simply what they tell me about that. When they asked us to do that, I said, why do you want us to do that? A lot of people have fear around divination tools. They said, it's not for the cards themselves. The cards themselves are instruments of instruction. They're instruments to train faculties that are dormant in your mind. The cards are there to help you activate dormant faculties. And what are those dormant faculties that they're talking about? Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance, which means clear seeing, clear hearing, clear feeling, and clear knowing. And these are your non-physical skills that you'll learn to activate and open up. And everybody was born with them. Unfortunately, most people have been conditioned by the environment to only focus on the 5 physical senses of sight, sound, touch, taste, and smell. And that's beautiful. I love the senses. But you have these other senses that let you perceive the invisible world, the world of God, the world of Christ, the world of Buddha, the realm of where they exist in consciousness. Those senses let you comprehend and experience the invisible world. The way your eyes let you see the world, your clairvoyance lets you see the spirit. The way your ears can hear the sound of the bird, your clairaudience lets you hear the voice of the divine. You have these senses, they are dormant, and they're dormant not because of anything wrong. It's just that you were so conditioned, so many of us, into only focusing on the external physical world, and thereby we became disconnected or didn't utilize our internal faculties that will be stimulated into activity. So make sure you bring a deck of angel cards. It will be explained to you what they're for and how that promotes you activating these internal senses. Right? It's important. It's just a teaching device. The cards have no special properties other than being a teaching device. If you feel like you're carrying a lot of negative energy around, this course is for you. You will learn how to let go of that really fast. Yes. Yes, you are so much more, but you can't know you're more. You're more than a body. The body is just the instrument you use while you're here. There, I think we're caught up here. Wonderful. We're good there. We're good here. I cannot stress enough how important this time is in human collective unconsciousness. They keep telling me we got less than 20 years now. What Master Jesus told me was shifting the collective unconsciousness from fear to love sufficiently enough, and the timeline to do it is less than 20 years. May of 2044 is the date. May 15th, 2044 is the date that he gave me several years ago. And I believe him. I have no reason to doubt him. But we have to shift our energies. The movement's already happening. You can see in the geopolitical change the way integrity, clarity, transparency is now being demonstrated at the highest realms of political consciousness in the world now. A lot of people don't understand that or don't even believe it, but it is. We're seeing clarity, we're seeing honesty, we're seeing integrity, we're seeing truth, we're seeing wisdom, we're seeing love emerging back into the human collective unconscious politically, not just in Argentina and in the United States, but there's other countries around the world where human collective consciousness must shift from the model of control and power by authority, greed, and deception to the rule of love and compassion, kindness, and truth. That shift has to occur collectively in all of us if we want to transcend the natural organic rhythms that the earth goes through. You know, for the last, what they said for the last 72,000 years, the earth has been going through these 12,000 year cycles of resetting itself. And the civilizations that have come up in that period of time have often fallen by the same reasons and because of the same effects that we see of civilization today, where the planet is starting to become really destabilized because we become unstable as a species. We've gotten greedy, we've gotten ignorant, we've gotten cruel, we've gotten irresponsible and disrespectful towards each other. And not everybody, but a lot of people have. So much so that people steal out in the open, billions of dollars being stolen. People steal. That's wrong. It's just wrong. And so to transcend the effects of that, we must collectively let go of our anger, our fear, our rage, our guilt, our greed, our shame. We must shift towards love and compassion and kindness and creativity and excitement and curiosity and creativity. We need to shift our collective energy from fear to love. And that vibration of love will reorchestrate matter very differently than the fears that have been in human consciousness for the last 5,000 years. Because most civilizations in the last 5,000 years have been control and power-based, warring, greedy, conquering. Those are not functions of God. Those are functions of man. And in that sense, we have been living in sin, if you want to look at it that way. Anger, greed, objectification, all these things are functions of our lower nature, and they're fear-based. Fear orchestrates matter into a very precise effect, and love orchestrates matter into a very precise effect. If you follow what the masters were doing this morning with the breath a little while ago, where you breathe deeply in and you release the breath and you breathe deep and slow and you begin to feel the body relaxing and calming and you feel the mind beginning to quiet, that's a function of ascension. That's when you're now shifting your energy from a fear-based state into a calm or higher vibrational state. In that state where the body begins to release and relax, where your will is, where you use your will to quiet and calm your body, you begin to restore your body to a state of grace, a state of vitality, a state of love. Anyway, it's a beautiful time we're living in. It's a beautiful time we're living in. Great opportunity for all of us. So thank you. And I want to say thank you to everybody. Remember to like, to subscribe, to share if you've enjoyed this. I'm truly grateful for all of you. And thank you for your support of the channel. I want to wish you all much love and grace, and take good care. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.